Hello and welcome to this tutorial video on how to make a variation listing in eBay. My name's James and this is James Does Things. So, making variation listings is a little bit more complicated than making a normal listing, but it's not that tricky. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to My eBay, and top right I'm going to go to Selling, and just like we would any other listing, we're going to do Create Listing. So I'm going to show you a couple of different examples in this one. We're going to start with the sort of simplest version, and I've already had a couple of goes, as you can see there. So this is the first version we're going to do is when you just got you got one thing to sell, but you got lots of it, and you want to sell it in different bundles. The next one, which is slightly more advanced, we're going to do is when you got things like T-shirts, where you've got say different sizes and different colours. So this is the first one. I'm just going to do continue without match. I'm not going to go into detail about all this other stuff like taking photos and writing titles, so I'm just going to skip all that because I've done lots of other tutorials. So what you want to do, don't worry if yours looks slightly different to this. eBay change the layouts all the time, and they change depending on whether you're a business seller or not. But somewhere, even if you're on mobile, somewhere you should see it's got title and photos at the top. If you scroll down far enough, you should see this variations option. If you don't see it, it might be because you're on auction. That's one possibility, so do change that if it's not there. And what you do is you find variation and you come to edit. Okay, so depending on what you're selling, this may already be pre-populated with some useful things. These aren't actually very useful for me, so I'm going to get rid of them. And if you say when we do the T-shirts later, you'll see that when you go to add, it's already got some other options in here. The T-shirts one is there's like 3 or 4 rows of options. There's loads of stuff. None of these are particularly useful for me, so but I'm going to show you what this means and what these two mean with an example that I've already done. Okay, so this is one of my existing multi-variation listings. I've only got one variation, as you can see here. But they're really powerful, they're really worth doing. This is my kind of new obsession, these variation listings. I've sold 42 items off this one listing, and it's might be 2 months old, but it might not even be 2 months, it might only be 6 weeks old. So really pleased, my sales have skyrocketed since I started using these. So this text here, this choose your cards, this is the text. It appears here. So if you come down to, so you go to attributes, do add, and then add your own attribute. If there isn't a sensible one here, you'll see with the T-shirts one you don't need to add anything. But with this one, so I'm going to choose number of top loaders because that's what I'm selling. Save. Or I could do, yeah, we'll leave it at that. And then you come down to here. So if I add another one, if I added something else here, I would get another bar under here, another drop-down menu, which I don't really want. So when this listing's finished, here it says number of top loaders. That's the text that will appear there. So at the moment, this is how it works. So now to enter these sorts of things, to sort of populate your thing, you're going to come down to options, and this is where you add in the different versions. So I want to sell these top loaders, these little card protectors, in bundles of 1, 5, 10 and 25. So I'm going to do 1x top loader, add. Okay, and then you see it appears over here on the right, and this is a bit fiddly, this thing, because you can delete it and you can kind of put it back, and you can change the order of them, but you can't edit them once you've made them, so you have to kind of type them in carefully. Top loaders, so 5 top loaders, add, make your own, 10x top loaders. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the last one in too late, so 25 top. So I'm going to spell this one wrong, add, and then I'm going to add another one. I'm going to do 3 top loaders, add. So here you can see the 3. If I want to put it in its right place, I'm going to drag it to there. The 25 one, I can't edit it. There's nothing I can do, so I just have to delete it, and it sits there, but it doesn't go in. So then we do 25 top loaders. And look at the X-ins, they're all consistent. 3, 5, 10. Add, so that's all. They're all in the right order, and I'm going to click continue. And this brings you through to the next page. So on this page, you can add a default photo. I'm going to drag a default photo into there. So stick that in. Now for this one, we're keeping it simple. If I wanted to, I could do, because I'm selling them in 1, 3, 5, 10 and 25, what I could do is, what I should really do is take a picture of just one top loader on its own, and then 3 top loaders, and then 5, and then 10, and then 25. And actually what you can do then, you see here that this is where you put the quantity, the price and everything, but it shows you the photos. So on these cards, I went to the trouble of putting the correct picture for every card in. And it looks good. It looks like a much, because people can choose by picture. You know, they can zoom down like this, or they can, you know, they know exactly what they're getting, and it is a better way of doing it. However, for this, if we're being lazy, we keep it as it is, and it just shows the same photo, whatever anyone chooses. If we were going to be doing it properly, we could do number of top loaders, and then we'd be able to add an individual photo for each one. So you do 1 top loader, 3 top loaders, 5 top loaders, 10, and each one I would add a different photo in. I won't do it now, but that's what you could do. So then when we come down to here, so I'm going to change the quantities, and I'm going to put, I'm just going to put something like 199, so 599, and then what's that? So 299. Anyway, so you pick your prices. Let's open 49. There we go. $249. Anyway, so then you can, once you've done all that and you're happy with it, we're gonna put that back to default photos, save and close. Okay, so what I've done is I've now populated the description and all the kind of item specifics, and we're going to come down to preview. Okay, the previews, the drop downs never work, but I've tweaked the photographs, so it looks a bit better. It's still not perfect, to be honest, I could do better. And we're going to list that. Okay, view listings, we're going to go in and look at it, and then so now you see we've got 1 top loader, shows me the price changes, 3, price changes again. There we go, perfect. Now we'll do something a bit more advanced, which is the T-shirts. So listings, create a listing again. I did start doing one previously, just as an example, just to test myself on it. So again, ignore all the other stuff for now. We'll just come down to variations. There we go. See, I can't see it. Right, so it's not there. It should be here, but it's not, and that's because it's on auction. So we're going to come down, we do buy it now, wait for it to think about it, and then we can up. Oh look, there it is, variations. So now here we go. Because lots of people sell T-shirts on eBay, it knows all about T-shirts. So here we go. We've got a million different options. So you can choose. So it's got material and fabric types. We're going to get rid of that. Okay, so for this example, we're just going to do a very simple T-shirt. We're going to assume that it's we've got 3 sizes and 3 colours. So we're going to come in here. So we're going to come in here, and it's already got colour here. So if I try to add my own attribute, it wouldn't let me. If I called it colour, I have to call it colours or something different, spell it wrong. So we're going to do colour, I'm going to do size, I'm going to do save. Okay, so we're going to assume that we've got 3 sizes and 3 colours. So the 3 colours are going to be black, red and white. can see they're appearing over here. And then for the sizes, we're just going to go for small, medium, and large. And then I'm going to do continue. So now, whereas before when we did the other kind of listing, we just ended up with, one for each. Here, it kind of permutates and combines all of the different combinations. So you've got black, small, medium, large, red, small, medium, large, white, small, medium, large. So the more options you put in the first one. So if we put 4 different sizes, so you'd add 4 more items to this list, so it just gets more and more complicated. So what we're going to do is I'm going to leave it's good to put a default photo. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick one of the images to be our default photo here in this top section, and then we're going to add different photographs. We're not going to add them for size, we're just going to add them for colour. So for the black t-shirt, put a black one. Go, and then for red, I'm going to add the red one. And then for white, I'm going to add the white one. Because the red t-shirt is the default photo, if we left this red one empty, it would revert to the default. But now, as you can see, it's populated those. You can't really see that one very well, but it is there. So then what we can do is we can come over here and we're going to say all these t-shirts are $9.99. And we're going to say I've got 8 of each one. So just populate all those. If you've got manufacturer's part numbers and all that kind of stuff and SKUs, you can put them in. We're not going to do any of that, so we just save and close. Okay, we're not going to fill any other bits in because I'm not actually going to list this because I don't sell t-shirts. What we can do is preview and see if that works. Yeah, so there you can see we've got 2 drop downs. They're not going to work because this is just a preview, but you've got the options there. You've got that to choose from. So that's how you do it. It's pretty straightforward. The most powerful use for this, for me personally, is doing multiple listings. I've sold so many more things. Like I said here, I've sold 42 items just from one listing. It's had 600 odd views. Some of the others have already had over 1,000 views, and I've done in this way. Previously, I used to list all my cards individually, and some would just get, they'd be there for 2 months and they'd get 0 views because it's very much a long tail game with some of these cards. They're quite each game. So whether it's Pokemon or Magic the Gathering, they tend to bring out a new set of cards every 2 to 3 months, and within that set of cards there might be anything from 200 to 400 different cards or variations of the same card, potentially even more. Certainly with Magic the Gathering, it's absolutely crackers what they come out with, the number of cards. And you have like standard versions, secret versions, foil versions. So what I've tended to start doing is breaking them down. So these ones, this listing is just for the fancier ones. So it's for the more expensive cards. But you see, people love this card. People love this particular character. They just go absolutely bananas for him. I could sell lots of this card, no problem. But a lot of these other cards, see, all these other cards that are sold out tended to be the cheaper ones. So I found is like putting good cards in, that's the higher end of the sort of price range for this card, I would say. Some people might be selling it for £8 or £9. It's definitely worth a tenner, if not more. But all of these other cards that have gone were sort of £2 or £3. So people come looking for this, they see it and say, oh well, it's a bit more than I wanted to pay. But then they see all these other cards that they would never have searched for, and they buy those instead. So it's a really powerful way of selling. So it's definitely recommended. If this is something that would suit your eBay business or the way that you sell things, it's great for selling things that are similar. I use these a lot. So this is for a different game, and again it's just for a specific set, specific model of cards. There's not as many in this one. But again, these I think I've only sold one from this bundle, but again, some of the cards that sell would get so few views. If I scroll down here to I'll just show you some of the. Okay, so this one, this particular, I've got adverts on it, but it's only at 2%. It's at 600 views in. It's probably less than 2 months old. That. Whereas some of the individual cards, like this individual card, that's quite a powerful card. 2 views in, that's been up 3-4 months. It's got some watches, but you know, this. Oh, that's a game. So this card, it's a bit of a random one. Pricing could be a bit cheaper, but not much. You know, maybe $1.99. 0 views. Literally nobody was looking for that card. Same with this one. Zero. But then when you come down to where have they gone? Again, some of these individual cards, some of the slightly more unusual ones, 0 views. 0, especially some of these Japanese cards. Then this one, okay, I put the ads up to 20% on this just to max it out. This one, I've only just recently put that up to 20, but this one's had over 1,700 views. I've only made one sale because these things are very powerful. You know, they're very expensive. But so here you can see that's the sort of organic. So before that was promoted. That was at 2% or something like that. And obviously, I smashed the ads on this one up to 20%, and it's gone absolutely rocketing up. So yeah, it's a really powerful way of doing it. And again, so some of these cards, like this is that card in the middle, that's Pikachu. Everybody knows Pikachu. Everybody wants Pikachu. Some of the other cards in there, for one, they're Japanese, so it's a bit more niche. You know, Torkoal. You know, nobody's going looking for that, but it's a great card. So it's a really good way of selling things, and I encourage you wholeheartedly to embrace doing multiple listings, variation listings. So I hope you found this video useful. Please leave me a like if you did, and let me know if there's something I didn't cover, or if there's more things you want me to cover. And yeah, please check out the other tutorials. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.